wanted to take this opportunity to give a little bit of a different take on the Mina versus Jordan situation.
What did he say?
Now, Mina obviously is engaged to Mark, who is Jordan's father. And as it turns out, Jordan has been perceived as being overbearing when it comes to her father's relationship. An example of that was when Jordan was standing there talking to her father and she said, "Get over here, I want to talk to you." And the way she talked to him was in a very disrespectful manner.
You're going to learn today.
And she's also been heavily disrespectful to his fiancé, especially when it comes to the idea of money and how much money the future Miss Mark is going to have availability to, and how much she would possibly get if she were to get divorced, and how she's going to tag into the money. When we look at this, I think that Jordan in of herself, from what I can see and a little bit of research I've done, like the online stalking, I guess, that I was able to accomplish, it looks like Jordan is relatively successful. Like her fiance, boyfriend, or husband at this time, I'm not sure whether they actually got married or not. He was a former football player, so he has his own money. She's a online person. She has her own businesses. She also works with her father in his business as a airplane broker or whatever. She also does like his websites and things of that nature. So as far as I can tell, she's pretty much established. So why is she so interested in the money? Why is she arguing and combating so heavily when it comes to this paper? And I think it's actually very similar to a lot of the discussion that happens in what's called the red pill community. I think it's a byproduct of the initiatives that they try to push.
We're men among men and manly men, yes, manly men are we. We're men among manly men are we.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Emotional damage.
Part of what they say is that as a man, your job is to be a provider. You're simply a provider. You take care of the family by making sure that they have their material needs met. The funny thing is that when you take on the role as the sole provider, and that's how you demonstrate your love and affection, because you don't give them time, you don't give them your attention, you don't give them the physical interaction, what you do is you stroke out checks. So when they need something, you write a check. When they want to get something, you write a check. When they go to the family affairs or they go to the school functions and you can't be there, you write them a check, give them a present, whatever. So your relationship with your kids at that point becomes very materialistic. Now, when it becomes materialistic that way, anytime somebody comes into that relationship with their father, in this case, Jordan to Mark, her father is having this relationship with Amina. And now that he's having this relationship with Amina, Jordan is afraid that he's going to share the one avenue of love that he's always showed to her with his new wife and his new daughter. She's afraid that she's going to have to share her father, which is basically the money, because that's all she may have had a relationship with her father. It was built on the foundation of how much he was contributing to her financially, or how much he was contributing to his wife or ex-wife or the family financially. So therefore, for him to give additional funds or take care of somebody else the way he used to take care of her is very challenging for Jordan. And I think that that's where she's actually finding her struggle and finding her problems. Now, that doesn't excuse a lot of what's happening. Like, for instance, in last week's episode, they were so anxious to talk about the prenup that they forced the issue, embarrassing Mina and making her walk away and cry. Now, I don't have a problem with you having a conversation about prenuptial agreements. In fact, I'm one of those folks online who suggested, especially if you have a significant amount of money, you have money before you get married, and you have things that you want to protect on both sides, that you should seek out and get a prenuptial agreement. Now, when I say you should get a prenuptial agreement, in order for you to protect yourself with that prenuptial agreement so that it doesn't get destroyed or ripped up when you do get a divorce, first things first, you have to have that conversation with them in a way that it's not a pressure, or you're not essentially exerting force on them to sign it. You're not coercing them to sign this document. So you want to present it in a way where they are willingly participating in this negotiation. Second, you have to recognize this a negotiation.
He's out of line. But he's right.
This isn't a demand. This is a negotiation. So just because somebody comes to you, like Mark goes to Amina and says, hey, I want you to sign a prenup, that doesn't mean that Amina just has to sign her rights away to walking away with absolutely nothing. Now is the time that she could actually negotiate a nice little settlement for herself and for her daughter or any future children that Mark will have to take care of them. And especially when you have a child that doesn't belong to Mark, her son, Mina's son, you could actually put into the prenuptial agreement that Mark will have some financial responsibility when it comes to the care and upkeep of your son, which is not his. Now, I know some people are going to get all in a huff and their panties in a bunch and the guys are going to be red in the face.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But that's what you can do with a prenuptial agreement, as long as you both agree to it. Another thing that you can do, you want to make sure you have enough time when you propose it, that they can actually think about it and consider it. So you're not forcing them to do it. You want to make sure that they have their own attorney. Even if you have to pay for it, you want them to have their own attorney so that when they do the negotiation, they're fully aware of what they signed and what it entails. And they have every opportunity to negotiate for themselves what it is they want to get out of this document.
You're gonna learn today.
Now, without these things, and these are just basic starter points, but without these things in play, what can happen, because Mark brought Mina to America and they went through the whole process of the K-1 visa, he brings her here, and then they have 3 months essentially to figure out if they're going to get married, or not even figure out if they're going to get married. Really, the 3 months is for you to get a date so that you can complete the process. They give you a wide window so that you can get married. That's what the 3 months are for. So they give you that 3 months for you to figure it out and what you want to do. And after that 90 days is done, all of a sudden she comes to America and he hits her with a prenuptial agreement question. Even if she signs that prenuptial agreement, which he asked in front of his entire family for the first time and embarrassed her into saying yes, because now she doesn't want to look like a gold digger. So she signed yes. That could be construed as him actually forcing her to sign it. And because he forced her to sign it, it's not a consensual agreement, because you can't have a consensual agreement if you're under duress. So that agreement gets tossed, in which case he's going to get destroyed anyway.
Damn.
God, please, no! No! No!
Another subtle tip is he can't write an agreement where she walks away with nothing.
Oh, she's going to lead a marriage and she's not going to have anything because she didn't help me build anything.
The fact that she's your wife, of course they'll scale it. It's not going to be she gets half, depending on where you are. She gets half, but at the same time, she's not walking away with nothing. So a good way for you to get your agreement tossed out is for it to be unrealistic and unreasonable. But again, all of this goes back to the question of money. And if you build your life and your relationships about what you're giving to somebody materialistically, then you can't be mad that they only look at you for those material things.
Use your common sense.
If you hold yourself out as the provider, the person who's giving that provision, you can't be mad when somebody's looking for you to continue giving them that provision. And then when you want to stop or you want to share it with somebody else, they're going to be upset, they're going to be mad, they're going to be jealous. Let me know what you guys think down below, because I think that this is a take that not a lot of people have picked up on or they haven't addressed in other YouTube videos, but I want to hear what you have to say. Do you think that there's a possibility that Jordan is acting out the way she is because Mark may not have been around like a more traditional father, but he was there monetarily, and so she sees that monetary gift or that monetary contribution as a source of love, and she's afraid she's going to lose or have that love divided. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Ring the bell for notification, and you'll be notified when I drop videos just like this, as well as my sister wife content, my love after lockup content, or even my motivational Monday content. Thank you guys so much. That's my take. I'm James. This has been my take on reality, and I'm out.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die.